Yeah, I really appreciate you just taking a bit of time to say good day and sort of come back at the end of a bit of a handover and development cycle, just to sort of see what happened, how you felt, what we did, and as a bit of a, I suppose, a review, just so um, so other people can hopefully learn and gain
Yeah,
value.
absolutely. And I guess the biggest thing for us too, coming into this, was we had kind of archaic systems, if you will, that Excel spreadsheets to manage clients and keep track of them. And we were using some other things that maybe weren't the most efficient method. Um, and basically, our entire system was across multiple different platforms. The nice thing was we actually brought it into two. So from a sales perspective, we started using HubSpot, which you introduced to us as the best option. That's another thing, is giving us multiple options right off the bat was wicked, because we could actually pick and pull from what we needed the most. We also were able to ask you lots of questions, of course,
Mm.
and you were able to answer all of our questions in that front, which was really nice, because I think when you don't know anything about the systems and what they can do, you can sometimes get 10 layers deep into a system and then go, oh, it's not going to do what I need it to do, which
Yeah.
is horrible. So it's nice to be able to kind of clarify that in the beginning and then be able to really drop in and say, this is the one that we need to work with. So HubSpot was for sales, and then everything in terms of operations, project management, tracking time, everything was into Excello, and that's where we selected that one as well, which is good. Obviously, there's a couple different options you can go with in that sector, but that one really covered a lot, and it was nice to have the backing from you on that platform. So honestly, probably wouldn't have been able to figure those out as efficiently if we didn't have you as a point of contact as well. And that was probably the biggest thing, just being able to pick up the phone and go, hey, Avon, what do we do here? And then
Mm.
you have a quick answer, or it was hop on Zoom or hop on a screen share and get it sorted. So
I think
now,
a lot of the times people, like, they don't know what they don't know, so they spend a lot of
exactly.
time trying to research. And so in large organizations, sometimes they'll hire someone full time just to do that job, but then their entire salary is spent researching like 20 or 30 software platforms, rather than, say for example, we're neck deep in like 10 different platforms, and know a lot about the theory that sits behind it. So even if we don't work in a platform, we can easily say, all right, well, it needs to do this, and this. The same way, like, accounting is not zero. Accounting is
Mm.
accounting. Zero is the platform that assists with that, or MyOb, or Sage, or NetSuite, whatever it happens to be. So yeah, no, great that you highlighted that. What about the process? I think what from start to finish, I suppose you had a
Yeah.
few ups and downs. You sort of went, oh, what's going on here? It's not working, or whatever. How did you find that?
I mean, it's kind of like bumping into barriers, and you've got the guardrails up for us. So, you kind of bounce and go, hey, this is a problem. And then we bounce back into the center of the lane and then bounce into another guardrail, keep going. But more or less, there was no friction really in the process, which was really nice.
Mm,
The only real friction we saw was maybe just not educated on the platform, right?
yeah.
So getting everything that we needed into the platform so that we could get this thing workable. It only took us, I think, just under a month to get everything really rocking and rolling, which was good. And that allowed us to stretch our legs and start to sell more and organize our staff properly. So yeah, again, stepping back to the process, starting seemed easy because you had asked the right questions off the cuff, and that allowed us to really get the most out of the strides that we needed to take when we were taking them with you and getting us actually started. So that
Yeah.
was really handy as well.
And I guess, do you find that your business process a little bit clearer now?
Oh, it's so much more easy. Like, I mean, from my perspective, dealing with all the operational stuff in the back end, there's a lot of moving pieces, but
Yeah.
in terms of the guys in the front end actually being able to do their job, that's the important thing to us. And from an operations standpoint, is can we have fluidity in our organization so that our client it looks to our client like we're not, like it's seamless. And to our guys, they have a little bit of work to do, obviously, but each individual piece is seamless. So we're a media group, so we have videographers, photographers, people that each need to do certain tasks, and we can break that up in the Excello. For example, sales are all over in HubSpot, and it's just seamless from the steps from HubSpot when a sub sale is made to the actual service being created and done. So it's
And
very nice that way.
and you have like a few more steps on the front end. I think when a lot of times people go, well, I don't need that. Why am I asking this at the front? But we quickly realized that there was a few key questions or elements or bits of information to collect on the front end that make the back end super easy, super quick, more seamless, less questions and go backs and problems. Did you find that?
Oh yeah,
Sorry
absolutely.
if I'm baiting you with questions, but
Yeah, no, do it. It's fine. I think, yeah, I mean, there's always, when you start building into these systems, we kind of went, well, we want to do this. Can it do that? And then it's like, yes, you can. So you start to slowly pull these little things out and then go, oh, well, if we can do that, that'd be great. Well, that might be later on down the track, or we can do that right now and execute
so
it.
you have a lot of aha moments throughout the whole process.
Of course. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
me and you have had Zoom calls where I'm like, oh, that's gold.
I wish I could record those, and that's what
I
I'm
know.
doing
It's
today.
so good.
I think the other thing with sort of like those aha moments is you go, oh, we need to build one, we want this to happen, but in order for this to happen, we have to build something underlying, like a template or something pre-written. And then whilst you've got that work on the front end, after a while, once all that work is out of the way, then you should just go click, 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 done. Like it should literally be super, super easy from start to finish. But the work on the front end is what what you had to get over, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I think, I mean, with anything great, you got to put some time in to set it up and learn it as well.
Mm.
Be it a craft, be it a new skill, you need to go in and put some time in to actually get it sorted out. So, yeah, and that's in that respect. Yeah, there's a lot of learning to do, but it wasn't hard learning.
Yeah.
It was, even if you're used to just dealing in Microsoft and stuff, these systems are set up so nicely that you can basically plug whatever you need to into them. Well,
Yeah.
from our perspective, anyways, especially when we came from running off of Excel and Google Drive, and
Yeah. Yeah.
now everything's a lot more organized and, like I was talking about, fluid. Like you were saying, the steps. It's very fluid now for us and our
And
organization.
And because your sort of billing and your project management is rolled into one, I would imagine, we talk about like the businesses that just have a few tools clambered together, and they might be in something like a Trello board and Zero. And there's projects that fall through the cracks that don't get invoiced. There's work that gets done that doesn't get tracked and billed. And I think that part of it is a sense of automation. Another part is just a feeling of control.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I would agree with that. Yeah, it's almost like you have more control over something that's running by itself, but because the system's there, it will pick up and do what you need it to do. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, it always comes back to the employees following the process, but
Yeah.
we wrote an entire process in under a week for 6 different roles, and for these systems, once we got them set up, once you know what you're doing, you can just say, this is what you got to do, videographer, this is what you got to do, photographer, salesperson, project manager, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And then you just plug these people in. So instead of having to train on Trello, and this is kind of how we do this, and then we move it over here, it's like, you've got 2 platforms here. Here's how it works.
And as we go, I think you were going to record videos on how to do each and then insert that into the task templates. If you can do that, if we haven't discussed that already. When you record the video on how to do the task, put it as an unlisted YouTube video, take that link, put it into the task template. So when it comes up, you have to do this. And in the notes is click here to watch how to do it. You make it super simple. So their day one on job is effective instead of where do I put my name in the system or
See, learning something every day. We definitely can implement that, because we have a run sheet with hyperlinks right now with running, so that might even be more efficient.
Straight in. Yeah.
Exactly. So that'd be good. That'd be very good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and help me show other people that the sort of the background and the complexities of how what we've done helps. I think a lot of times people go, oh well, I can just pick that off the shelf, or I can just do this, and then they find themselves with a technical debt because they've gone down this path and it wasn't right. Now they've got to undo all of that and redo it over there, and maybe I didn't unlock certain things, or there's kind of a few barriers that once you jump over them, life is peachy.
Yeah.
And understand.
We were on a bit of a time crunch too.
Yeah.
We needed to get stuff rolling very quickly.
Yeah.
And even if I've set up multiple CRMs, different sales systems, and in different organizations that I've worked with before, and this has been both the quickest and easiest in terms of setup, just because of the support. So,
wow, thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's the saying? It's due for you to actually absolutely get the recognition on that. So, yeah, payment is due. It's good.
Awesome.
So we're very happy with everything that we did with you, and we've already started referring some business because we are so happy with it, and referrals are our biggest thank you to anybody we work with. So yeah,
fantastic. Thank you.
no worries.